Hey folks, welcome back to Failure at Retirement. A little while back I did a video, a story about my dad. Nobody objected to that. I think I'll probably tell some more stories on my dad. But this time around, I wanted to tell a story about my father-in-law. My father-in-law was a wonderful man, and I worked for him for a couple years at the company that he managed for somebody else. So I had just started there, and this was back in the mid-90s. I had just started there. I had only worked there a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks at the most. And we were working in the shop one day. The company had hired me to build a bunch of farm equipment for them. Their fleet was pretty junky. Anyway, that's another story. So there's, I don't know, 6 or 8 of us working in the shop one winter day building this farm equipment. And it's just before lunchtime, and all of a sudden the door of the shop flies open. My father-in-law comes boiling in, and he is madder than a hornet. I mean, he is mad. And I've never seen this before. I've been married to Mrs. Failure maybe 7 years at that point. And he comes in the shop and he proceeds to tell us all exactly what we're doing wrong. The shop's a mess, not much work getting accomplished. This is the general idea of this conversation. And just madder than a hornet. I mean, his face is the color of a fire truck. It is bright red like I've never seen in anybody before. Bright red. And of course I've never seen this in him before, and I don't know what to do. I'm a deer in the headlights. I happen to be standing at my toolbox, getting a tool out, putting the tool away, something with another guy. I think I was getting a tool for the other guy, and he just, wow, he came through the door. I'm trying to kind of hide behind my toolbox, but I don't really want to make it obvious I'm trying to crawl behind my toolbox. This goes on for, it seemed like an eternity, but in reality, probably 5 minutes, maybe a little longer. Just come undone. And then he spins around, heads out the door, slams it behind him. We all kind of look at each other, and nobody really has much to say, but we all realize at the same time it's just a couple minutes till noon. So we head in, wash our hands, and we all start filing out the door to go to lunch. And this is, I mean, less than 5 minutes. I'm walking out the door, and right then my father-in-law pulls up in his pickup, rolls down the window. Hey, you want to go to lunch? And I'm thinking, okay, change of plans. I brought my lunch, but as frightening as it is, now it's not a good time to say no. So I get in the pickup. Everything completely 100% normal. No mention of the previous incident 5 minutes ago. No evidence he's mad at me in any way, or anybody else for that matter. So come to find out, most other guys had actually seen this before, and I had no idea about my father-in-law. He just had like a overpressure valve that just popped off every once in a while. He blew some steam out of it till he got everything back right. And from there on out, the rest of the day was totally fine. This is like the complete opposite of my father. He would do that in a kind of in a similar way, but not quite as vocal. The key difference here is my dad would stay mad for decades about the same thing. I'm not kidding you, decades. My father-in-law, vented his steam. A few minutes later, good to go. I'm telling you, that's not a bad way to live your life. It is much better than hanging on to anger and hate for most of your life. He said what he needed to say. He was over it. He moved on. There's some good wisdom there if a guy chooses to pay attention. Anyway, father-in-law, great guy. Really enjoyed working for him, and really enjoyed every moment from there on out. It kind of comes up to our mind because he's been gone just almost exactly 2 years right now, depending on exactly when I release this video. So we're thinking about him quite a bit here lately. I was probably a little too hard on him over the years. There was kind of a lot of kidding going back and forth, but I think that's a story for another day. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Again, if somebody doesn't like the story, leave a comment, tell me you don't like it. Maybe I won't do them anymore. But thanks for watching. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time on Failure Retirement.